Hello everyone, in this video I am going to show you how to create a dashboard. So basically a dashboard is where you bring all your work together. So all your individual sheets come together in a dashboard. But before I show you how to create a dashboard, I am just going to show you a dashboard that's already been created, which is this one. Alright. So from the dashboard, when you first come to the dashboard, you see here on the left side, you have this is where you choose the screen size. You have default, and then you have phone, and so this is your device preview area where you can preview different devices. And from here you can choose the size. You can be a fixed size, or you can choose different size, whatever size you want from here. And then from here is sheet. Sheets is basically the sheets you have in your Tableau dashboard. Whatever sheets you have in your Tableau dashboard is going to show up right here. And then from here is objects. So basically you drag your sheets into the workspace. And from here you have your objects, and these are the different objects that you can drag into the workspace. And from here you can see if something is tiled or floating. You can change something from tiled to floating. When something is tiled, you can change it snaps to a grid. But when something is floating, like these ones are, it doesn't snap to a grid. It can hover over something else. That's what it means for it to be floating. While these ones are tiled because they are snapped to a grid. From here you can click to show the dashboard title or not. So when I click show dashboard title, the dashboard title shows up here, and when I uncheck this, the dashboard title disappears. So that's the dashboard pane. Then you have the layout pane. From the layout pane you can choose different options. Alright, so from here you can see profit, which is a floating widget, and then you can see category, which is another floating widget. Then you have your tiled widget. From here you can see vertical, the alignment of it. And then once you go a step further, you can see the dashboard. Once you click on it, you see it's highlighted right there. That's kind of like the title of the dashboard. Then you have, so when you click on tiled, it shows you it highlights the entire area in blue. Then when you click on vertical, it highlights the alignment of everything, right? And let me take something like this and move it like this. As you can see, that changes everything, right? So once we go to tiled, we have sales forecast, we have sales and profit, right? And then we have sales by category. And then we can go to vertical, and you can go a step further, and then you can go to measure names. So these are the measure names. So basically you can go through different hierarchies right here, and most often you won't need this and you won't use this. You most likely be clicking here to select things, but if you need to, you have this option right here. And profit and category are our floating widgets. If something is floating, you can adjust the size of it using this. So right here, category is highlighted, and category is selected. You can change the position of it. So keep an eye here as I'm changing this. Let's change this to, let's say, 3. See, it moves it all the way here to the end, right? and let's change this to 600. It moves it down. So, and then you can change the width to like, let's say 100, and the height to like 200. So basically, when something is a floating widget, you can change the size, the position using this box right here, and you can choose to show the title or not show the title. So if I click on show title, the title, which is category, shows up right there. And I can take this from being floating to not being floating anymore just by unchecking this box. It goes to being tiled. All right. And if I click on floating, it goes back to being floating again. So if I click on this and click on floating, it becomes a floating thing. If I uncheck it, it goes back to being tiled. So when something is tiled, you cannot change. Let me click here. Let's choose something like this one. When something is tiled, you cannot change the position or the size of it. You can only change position and size when something is floating. Okay, so if it's tiled, then it's snapped to an edge, it's snapped to the corners. You can change the position and the size. So that's basically what you see in the layout pane. You have the dashboard. And from here, this is the dashboard title. These are the different sheets. And these are the different things. So with that being said, I'll just go ahead and rebuild this dashboard really quickly. Let me go ahead and clear my dashboard. So on the right side, we have the different sheets, right? So I have a sheet here called sales by category. I have a sheet here, sales and profits by state. I have a sheet here called sales forecast, like a cross tab for sales forecast. And this is the dashboard. To create a new dashboard, you press this icon right here and it says new dashboard, or alternatively you can come up here to dashboard, new dashboard. So let's create a new dashboard from here, and let's call this sales analysis or something like that. And once you start creating a new dashboard, it's good to kind of choose what I want this to be tiled. It's good to kind of choose what size you want. So for me personally, from here you can choose device preview and preview different devices. So when you have device preview selected, you can kind of go through different devices right here and kind of preview what your dashboard will look like on different devices. But personally, I like to come down here and go from, instead of doing fixed size, when something is on fixed size, you can choose, the size of your dashboard. The reason why it's important to choose the size of your dashboard up front is so that you kind of know what space you're working with. How big or small the space you're working with is. You can choose a fixed size, but personally I like to go with automatic, so it will automatically adjust to fit any screen it is displayed on. That's my favorite. And now once that is done, to add your sheet, you just drag it onto the area and it's added to it, right, like that. And to add the second one, which is a map, as you can see, once you click on it, it will give you a preview of the data, right? So I want to drag this to the top, and then I want to drag sales forecast to the right. And as you can see right here, like the filters associated with each sheet is automatically added here once you drag it. So if you go back to this is it has category color sheet, which is automatically added. This is automatically added, and basically this is also automatically added. So if we go back to our sales analysis here, you can see all these filters it's automatically added to our dashboard. And of course, you can remove them if you want. And to remove them, you just click on it and click X, and that's how you remove it. Removing it here doesn't remove it here. Alright, and of course, if you want to show your dashboard title, you can click on show dashboard title, and that's your dashboard title right there. You can double click on it to change it to cool data analysis without coding, and you can click on apply, and you can center it, make it bold, italics, maybe even change the font size and the font type if you wanted to. Apply to see your changes, and you click OK. Alright, so as you might have noticed, right, let me go ahead. To remove a sheet, you can just click on it and press the X. As you might have noticed, when I bring this into the view, I can't add it out. It gives me a preview of where to be added. It could be added right here, or right here. As you can see, the preview doesn't include all the way to the right, so it doesn't give me an option to add it. Like when I add it here, it's not being snapped all the way to the end, so it's not width to width. If I want to add something width to width, I will have to drag it all the way to the bottom. If you drag it all the way to the bottom like this, you get an option to add it width to width. So let me go ahead and drag that back down here again. Now this is being added width to width all the way to the end. So if I drag sales forecast, naturally it doesn't give me the option to add it width to width, but if you drag it, let's say, to the top area like this, you get that option to add something width to width. And of course, you can drag things around. So once you have your dashboard created, this dashboard is connected to your sheet. So whatever changes you make here is reflected in your dashboard. All right. And to go back to your sheet, you can click here to go back to your sheet, or you can just hover over this and click on this icon to go to sheet from here to take you directly to the sheet, or from here you can also click this to go to the sheet. Now let's change the color from category to cells. And when we go back to our dashboard, as you can see, the color changes. So this, your sheet here, your dashboard is connected to your underlying sheet, and whenever changes you make here, it's reflected in the dashboard as well. That's it for this video. That is the basics of how to create a dashboard in Tableau. And in the next video, we'll continue working with dashboards in Tableau.